What's up, my maniacs? I'm the Awesome Maniac, and today I'm reviewing, sadly, the latest movie in the Friday the 13th series, simply titled Friday the 13th. It was released on Friday, February 13th, see what they did there, 2009, and stars Amanda Borghetti and Supernatural star Jared Padalecki as brother and sister Whitney and Clay Miller, and Derek Mears as the ever-imposing Jason Voorhees. After the successful remakes of The Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Halloween, Michael Bay-owned Platinum Dunes was hired to make a remake of Friday the 13th. Though I consider this more of a reboot, and if you don't know the difference, then I'll let Brody from Jay and Silent Bob tell you.
A reboot, boys, is when Hollywood wants to make a lot of money without the hassle of creating a new movie. So they take an old movie and change just enough to make you pay for the same shit all over again.
Snoochie boochies!
Anyways, let's start this off by talking about the characters. There are a few standout characters in this movie that are some of my favorite in the series. For instance, there's the lovable comic relief Chewie. Not to mention the level of bro I get from the bromance between him and Lawrence. Everything with those two is genuinely funny and entertaining. Big points in the movie for that. But there's also the brother and sister dynamic between Clay and Whitney. Even though they spend most of the movie apart, I can feel the love and care they feel for each other. And when they reunite, warmth spread across my heart. Not bad for a slasher movie. Then there's Trent. Who have mixed feelings about Trent. On one hand, he's the most annoying and obnoxious little bitch of a character in the series, probably. But on the other, he's played so wonderfully by Travis Van Winkle that I kind of love him. Never forget that he has a scream that rivals one of Reggie the Reckless. And one more character I want to talk about is Jenna. Poor, sweet, mutilated Jenna. My girl could have lived, but no. Jason wanted to play DC supervillain and kill Caitlin Snow, MD. Well, I guess there can only be one final boy and girl, right? Anyways, I'm going to give the characters a Hangout rating. The first thing I want to say about the movie is the opening. I'm talking about everything that happens before the title card, because on its own, it's a great short film. It was basically an original Friday the 13th movie, but just condensed, and I loved it. After that, the story follows Clay as he looks for his sister Whitney, and Trent and his friends go to his lake house. The story afterwards is nothing to rave about, but it's not really bad either. There are a few things that stood out about it, so I'm going to talk about those now. I think the mines were a cool idea and executed well. Before, it was just assumed that Jason could teleport, even though there was no doubt he did in 8 and 10. But given that this is an obviously human Jason, they can't do that. I don't think the whole Jason letting Whitney live because she looks like Pamela thing was handled very well, but that's not really a big negative for me. And the last thing I want to talk about is that this movie was a breath of fresh air for the franchise. Because after hopping bodies, going to space, and finding a dream demon, good old-fashioned slasher flick was just what the Friday the 13th series needed. And for that reason, I'm going to give the story a Groundhog Day rating. Now that we're talking about Jason, I got some real good things to say. For starters, Derek Mears was so into this role and the dedication pays off. He's my second favorite actor to portray Jason because he's fucking scary. He's tall, lean, and fucking sprints at people. Ted White ran, yeah sure. Fucking Derek sprinted at people, pulled out that machete, just started running. He seems the most pissed off of all the Jasons, and Derek is so goddamn believable as the angry mama's boy. I got nothing but good things to say about him, so I'll give him a nice little legendary rating. I just hope he gets a chance to play him again. There are some crunchy goddamn kills in this movie that are top notch, in Cody Leach's words, carnage candy. I don't think there's a single bad one in this, and there's quite a few that really stand out. Whether it be Richie getting bear trapped in a machete through his head, Chewie getting a screwdriver slowly through his neck, or Amanda being roasted alive by hanging above a fire trapped in a sleeping bag, this Jason wasn't fucking around, and it's a big positive for this movie. For that reason, I'm going to give the kills a Savini rating. And speaking of which, here are all the kills. be a good review if I only praised the movie and didn't talk about any of its negatives. But the truth is, for me at least, there aren't any negatives that bring down the movie in any meaningful way. So for the second time, I'm going to give a movie a marathon rating. I only wish it would have gotten a sequel. But anyways, that's all for the Friday the 13th series for now. I won't be doing Freddy vs. Jason until I complete the Nightmare franchise, but until then, I've got some good stuff happening in the next couple months, including Streamer Warriors Episode 2 this Friday, where we talk about everything Friday the 13th. Don't miss it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and see you next time. Bye-bye. After the successful remakes of Friday the 13th... Nope, that's not right.